What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new top 10 brawlers within the metas. So as you guys are probably aware, brawlers like Otis and other brawlers that have been buffed in the last set of balance changes have started to make their way up in the meta. Also, the introduction of Sam and Gus as well has all switched up the meta from before. So I'll be doing like a top 10 right now, and then probably a tier list in a week or so's time, just confirming how the meta is right now. So before we jump into it, make sure you're using a creator code. That'd be greatly appreciated. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so just before we go into the top 10 brawlers, going to start off with the honorable mentions. So we've got quite a few here. We have Squeak, Bell, Carl, Gale, Gus, and Stu. So that's quite a few brawlers, which I honestly could have put in the top 10 myself. This meta is pretty balanced. Overall, we can go a ton of different brawlers. So the reason why I put Penny at number 10 then. So at number 10, Penny, she's just really solid overall. I think she's a little bit better than the other brawlers, just because in the Power League draft kind of meta, I just feel like there's not a lot of brawlers that really hard counter her, and she's just always that safe option. She's picked more in game modes like Brawl and Gem Grab from what I saw in monthly finals, just because you could probably play a lot more passive in those game modes, specifically if you play more so as a team. That turret's really going to help you over time, and in monthly finals as well, she did have a decent win rate at 66%, which is actually a lot better than you probably think it is, which just goes to show that she's definitely a solid option. As I said, there's other honorable mentions as well. The likes of Squeak got banned like 10 times in monthlies, which just goes to show he's such a solid last pick. Same with Belle, banned 10 times as well. It's pretty insane how often she got banned. That's probably more so because she counters some of the other meta options, but yeah, there's a lot of strong options you could have picked at number 10, but I think that Penny just narrowly gets her. Okay, so next up at number 9, we have Ruff. So Ruff is still an incredibly strong brawler within this meta. The main reason why he's so high is because of versatility and his wall break style power. I think it's incredibly OP. You only need a couple of supers to break open so much of the map, and with brawlers like B, for example, becoming such meta brawlers, it just enables you to make such a toxic composition. Breaking open walls has got to be one of the most OP things in this game right now, just because, as I said, it allows you to counter so many different brawlers. He's such a strong brawler in monthly finals as well. He was banned out 9 times, which was literally like the 4th most banned brawler in the entirety of the monthly finals. Unfortunately, I don't think he actually picked up a win within the monthlies, which just goes to show maybe he was forced a bit too often, but I think you can play him in multiple game modes, and the amount of times he's been banned just goes to show that a lot of people just find him so annoying and so incredibly strong. Okay, so next up, as the 8th best brawler within the meta right now, we have Griff. So Griff still stands to be such a strong brawler within this meta. It became recently apparent that his star power that allows you to heal up passively business resilience is just incredibly strong. It allows you to keep up the pressure really well. One of the main reasons why he's so meta, but just overall, again, one of these brawlers that's incredibly versatile. You can play him on pretty much every single map and mode, depending on what composition you face off against. You can easily counter against so many different brawlers with a wall break option, which is pretty much instantly. You can drop that piggy bank literally 3 times near enough instantly, and being able to break open a map how you kind of see it. Whereas with Ruffs, you have to wait to get your super right. There's not really any other wall break options like that where you can just break open a map instantly and still be pretty good against everything. Of course, you guys know that Griff just absolutely destroys tanks as well, but he's also pretty good against just every single brawler, really. So that's why he's pretty much everywhere in the meta. He actually won 4 out of 5 games in monthly finals, boasting an 80% win rate, which is pretty insane. And he was one of the most banned brawlers as well. He was banned out 8 times. I think that was in the top 5 most banned within monthly finals. So just a few stats to back up my point. But you guys probably know by now, Griff is just an absolute monster in this meta. Okay, so now moving into the 7th best brawler within the meta right now, we have Gina. I actually wanted to put him a little bit higher, but I know in ladder it probably isn't completely the best brawler because there's a lot of tankier options. But in a competitive meta, this is what this list is basically brought upon. Gina is absolutely insane. So some stats straight away to back this up, especially in EU. He was popping off so much. So out of the 8 games he was picked in, which was actually the 3rd most picked brawler, he won it 7 times. That is absolutely insane. Like a brawler to have, I think it was an 87% win rate in monthly finals. Just goes to show how strong Gene is in the right hands, and he's also such a good support slash team player. His magic puff star power is probably the main reason why he's actually so strong. Being able to keep that constant aggression with the healing around you, it just makes for such a carry brawler. Also, he was one of the most banned out brawlers as well. He was banned out 8 times, so if he wasn't picked, it was pretty much banned. There's only probably a couple of maps in game modes where you won't really see him being used too much. He's always a strong first pick in knockout, bounty, passive Brawl maps, passive gem grab maps as well. I think the only game mode where he's not strong in is Heist. Of course, he doesn't deal a lot of damage in Heist, but pretty much everywhere Gene is so incredibly strong. Okay, so next up we have the 6th strongest brawler in the meta right now, which is Poco. So Poco within ladder, specifically Brawl and in Hot Zone as well, he's completely broken. But when it comes down to the draft and the highest skill cap players, they know how to counter Poco because he lacks a lot of range sometimes. So that's why he's actually in the 6th place and not near like completely the first top brawler. He was actually banned out 7 times, which was the 5th most banned out brawler, and he only boasted a 40% win rate. So just goes to show that those really good players can actually counter him out. It normally gets countered by the likes of slow brawlers like B, other brawlers like that, being able to break open him up like Griff and Ruffs. But overall, he's still an incredibly strong brawler, right? So I've talked about a lot of ways to counter him because I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, Poco should be just #1 brawler, absolutely OP, but he still is really strong. He's got to be a more close map, right? Especially maps which are going to really benefit him, you know, with like the Stu speed turret as well. But overall, he's still an incredibly strong brawler. Okay, so next up as the 5th strongest brawler within this meta, no surprises here whatsoever, we have Max. So Max still continues to be one of the best brawlers within the game, and she probably triumphs a few other brawlers like Poco, for example, where you may not have expected it, mainly because, again, because of her versatility. I'm looking more so at how often these brawlers are picked and where you can pick them in pretty much every single game mode and map, and Max definitely fits that category, right? She's used pretty much every single map and mode you're going to pop off with her in your composition, just because as well she synergizes pretty much every single brawler within the game. You just need that 1 max speed to literally get the game into your favor, and some points to back it up then in regards to monthlies. So she was picked 9 times, which was the 2nd most out of any single brawler, and also she won 6 of those games, which is 66% win rate, which is pretty decent. And then also she was banned out 7 times, which was the 5th most out of every single brawler in the game. So just some big points to back up how strong she is in the meta. It's always good to look at these stats when it comes down to monthly finals because it will just further bring your point to light. And yeah, Max is just incredibly OP. Okay, so next up, coming in at the 4th best brawler within the game right now, we still have Bonnie. So even though she got nerfed a couple of balance changes ago, it really didn't do too much. She still has one of the highest HPs within the game, still being a sniper. And then of course you have that alternate form where you can literally melt every single person with that damage upon landing. It's insane. So she was the most picked brawler in monthly finals, picked 10 times and won 6 of those 10. So 60% win rate, really OP. And then she was banned out 5 times as well. So just a few stats just going to show how strong she is. She does have a few counters though in Belle and Colette, but we've seen a lot less of Colette in monthly finals. So she did shine a lot more than usual. I think Belle has to be her biggest counter, mainly because of course you can put the mark onto her. So if you're looking for counters, that is definitely that. But still, she's pretty strong against pretty much every single composition in the game, right? And I'll go to say it again and again, it's because of how much HP she has as a sniper. It is so incredibly OP. So that's going to be the 4th strongest brawler. Alright guys, jumping into the 3rd best brawler within this meta, we have B. So B, for some reason, has just gone from like that brawler which was pretty much balanced and could always pop off in the right setting to being good in pretty much every single mode and map. It's absolutely insane how B is literally became one of the best brawlers without any buffs. It just goes to show that some brawlers can just completely power creep the meta, can just be favored by the meta completely, and B is definitely that brawler. So the main reason why she's so strong, she basically, I think, or more so, actually has more range than a Piper. A lot of people having this debate on Twitter. Let me know which actually has the biggest range, by the way, because a lot of people actually saying B has the biggest range, mainly because of her projectile width actually being a little bit easier to hit. But anyways, that's the main reason why B is strong, right? Because she's got that sniper ability, but also landing in those 3Ks consistently. She's got the slow, she's got the gadget that can be really annoying. Also, her shield star power has actually seen a lot of love as well, which can make her a little bit more tankier. And just overall, the damage gear as well, being able to output so much damage, literally like 4K a shot every single time. It's just insane. So some points to back it up then. So she was picked 6 times, although she only won 1 of those. So it just goes to show that she can get countered sometimes in the meta. But again, like so many pros are agreeing on this, that she has to be like a top 3 brawler within this meta. She was banned out 9 times as well. So that's why she's picked so early on in the draft stage. So a lot of times people just ban her out if the enemy has that first pick because she's just strong against everything. So yeah, B, incredibly strong in this meta. Alright guys, jumping into the 2nd best brawler within the game right now. No surprises again here, we still have a Janet. So even with the meta evolving, she still proves to be one of the strongest brawlers in the game, easily, and it goes to show with her stats every single monthly finals that she's been involved in. She's literally been either one of the most picked brawlers or one of the most banned brawlers. So she was the second most banned brawler in monthly finals, banned 11 times, which is absolutely insane. So she's always that super versatile pick and good against everything, and that normally shows the stronger brawlers, right? She's good in every single game mode. I think the only game mode I wouldn't really play her in is Heist, is because she doesn't really have a lot of damage output and a lot of people can just base race her. So that's the only game mode where you don't really see Janet being used on too much. And she actually had an alarming win rate in this monthly finals. Normally she has one of the best win rates or one of the top ones, but she actually only had, I completely forgot the percentage, but it was 1 out of 8 wins, which isn't really like a lot. I'm not too sure why she actually had one of the worst win rates, but I still think she's incredibly strong in the meta, hence why she was banned out so much. Maybe people were forcing her a little bit too much, but whenever I see a Janet competitive, 9 times out of 10 I do see her pop off, and you guys just know already she's incredibly strong mechanically, and just that ability to fly on over the map and also get away from danger, but also leap onto an opponent, which just has no like CC or counter abilities. So that's going to be the second best brawler. Let's hop into number 1. Alright guys, so jumping into the best brawler in the game right now, we somehow have Otis. I didn't think this buff would actually do too much, but as time has gone on, as the meta has progressed, everyone has realized, specifically pro players, that Otis is completely broken. He's so OP right now. So he was actually the most picked brawler in monthly finals with 10 picks, also the most banned brawler in monthly finals. So 2 key stats highlighting how strong he is, right? So people banning him if he haven't got first pick, but when he is available, everyone is just picking him, right? The main reason why he's so strong, man, is because of his overall just shooting mechanics, right? His main shot is just so easy to hit, but also just so good against so many different brawlers. You also have the mute ability that's so incredibly strong against tanks, which they don't have much counterplay, and the recent buff made it so whenever you hit a super, you get a fourth of that super recharged. You also got some additional damage as well. Just overall, he's got like the perfect hit. So unfortunately, he actually didn't win too many games. He only won 3 out of 10, but I don't think that really highlights like how strong he is, right? He's an incredibly strong brawler in the meta, and beware of the Otis meta. It's incredibly toxic. Alright guys, it's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. So let me know what you think of my top 10 ranking. Try to introduce as many stats as possible. I think near enough it's a fair ranking. Like, you could definitely make a case for a lot of these different brawlers. You got Gus that could potentially enter the top 10 where he receives any buffs. You've also got likes of Squeaker's just really strong with that gadget still. Gale's still incredibly strong right now, and the likes of Stu as well. So also Carl as well, completely forgot to mention him, but I think Carl has kind of dropped off a little bit in the meta, but still is a pretty powerful brawler. So that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.